Hello everyone and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Seapack. Thanks for joining us. On today's show we're welcoming Petra Puls. She is the Executive Director of First Five of Ventura County, and we are so happy to have you on the show. Thanks again.
Thank you for having me.
Great.
Happy to be here.
Tell us more about First Five and all that you do for people here in Ventura County.
Sure. So our primary goal is to make sure that children are healthy and ready to be successful when they enter kindergarten. And we do that by supporting families to make sure families have what they need to support their children's development, and also by strengthening communities. Kids and families live within communities, and supporting those communities so that they can be good quality environments for them to live within is also very important for us.
That's extremely important. Connecting families to local resources is something you do at First Five. Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Sure. Our key initiative is called Neighborhoods for Learning.
Okay.
We call it NFL with the lowercase f, so we don't get in trouble
NFL.
with the big guys.
That's a different NFL than we're used to.
Lowercase f, no big guys get mad at us.
Okay.
And they are community hubs throughout the county. And those really are the places where families can go to access many other services, where they can get referrals for oral health services, for screenings, housing, food. Housing continues to be a huge need, as you can imagine, in Ventura County.
Sure.
And so we really help support families in connecting them with the resources that they may need.
Now, for the children that you serve, what are the ages that you serve for the kids?
We are focusing on children prenatal to 5.
Okay.
Our entire focus is on preparing children for school.
Oh.
To be successful learners when they enter the public school system or private school system.
Okay.
And so our focus is 0 to 5-year-olds.
Okay, very good. We hear a lot of studies about how the brain develops, and we talk about the importance of child development. How do you see First Five making a difference in that development phase?
You hit on such an important point. Research tells us that about 90% of a child's brain develops by the time they're 5 years of age.
Okay.
And so those first few years of a child's life are critically important for later learning and development, and really for life success.
Okay.
So if I could just, if you can imagine a game of ping pong.
Okay.
And a parent or other primary caregiver with an infant, 6, 7 months old infant, the baby starts cooing, laughing, smiling, giggling. The parent most likely will respond in a positive way by making cooing noises, imitating that. The baby responds again, so it's this game of ping pong, right? Serve and return. And will even get more excited. The parent, again, responds in turn with very positive behavior, laughing, cooing, tickling the tummy. And so those positive experiences very early on build a foundation for strong structure and the way the brain is wired.
Right.
Now, those positive experiences are very important. Now, imagine a child that may grow up where those kinds of positive experiences are not happening.
Sure.
It's equally, it has an equal strong impact on a baby's brain, on the developing brain, having those negative experiences. So what we focus on is educating parents and caregivers. Sometimes we work with grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever the primary person in a baby's life is, to help them understand how a child develops, how they can support that development, and what positive interactions can look like so that we can support that brain structure.
Right, that's very good. What are some of the programs that are offered through First Five? Let's talk about those.
Sure. As I mentioned, our key initiative is our Neighborhood for Learning initiative. We have 13 locations throughout the county.
Okay, good.
And a lot of what parents can find there are helping them link to other services, parenting education and support, case management, but our primary and most successful program is what we call Parent and Child Together classes.
Okay.
And so we actually bring parents and their young children together.
Okay.
We have a teacher who helps facilitate the group. And there are some opportunities for structured but also informal play opportunities.
Okay.
The teacher talks about what's happening in a child's development, how the parent or caregiver can support that development, and the parents have an opportunity to connect with other parents and really have that peer network.
Right, which really makes a difference too, because sometimes when you communicate with other parents, you can learn a lot from them too.
Exactly.
That really helps a great deal.
Yes.
First Five does operate countywide. And where are you located specifically?
So our main office is in Ventura. It's not a very exciting place to come to be honest.
Okay.
It's just an office.
Okay.
But we do have 2 service locations in Ventura.
Okay, good.
Specifically, we have one on the west side at Sheridan Elementary School.
Okay.
And we have a family resource center there. And then we also have one in the Midtown area at Will Rogers Elementary School. And we also fund preschool services within Ventura, throughout Ventura County, and specifically in Ventura in partnership with the school district as well as with Child Development Resources.
Well, that's very important.
CDI, correct.
Let's talk about the fact that the services are available to both English and Spanish-speaking children, which I think is vital. Would you agree how that goes over with many families?
Absolutely. A lot of families that we serve do not speak English as their primary language.
All right.
And so everything we know about language development really first and foremost supports the primary home language, whatever language that may be.
Okay.
And then if it is not English, we really find ways to support English language development on parallel tracks with the home language development.
Okay.
And so the staff that facilitate some of our parent and child together classes are bilingual. They have an ability to certainly switch back and forth.
Okay.
And in the Oxnard Plains, we also work with an organization called MyCop to address our migrant farm worker communities who speak Mixteco.
That's very good. Parent engagement, of course, is vital. So it seems to be that's your guiding theme at First Five. And I just wanted to hear more about how you engage parents. Beyond what you're talking about here, is there other programs or are there other programs that you involve parents in?
Yeah. Parents are at the cornerstone of everything we do.
Right.
They are not just participants in our programs, they really help shape programs. They help us allocate resources. They tell us what priority needs are in their communities. Parents really know their community best.
Right.
And they also know their kids best.
Oh yeah, very much so.
And so we value parent engagement and involvement.
Absolutely.
We are offering parent advisory group opportunities for parents to get involved in.
Okay.
And we're also developing parent leadership skills. We know that once parents are engaged early on in their life, that carries through the school years of that child as well. And so we often hear from our K-12 partners that they can tell which parents were part of our programs and have been involved before, because they continue to show up when kids are in elementary school and middle school.
And it's good for parents to take an interest, of course, in education throughout the child's life too. I think that makes a big difference later on as well as early on. Let's talk about the funding for First Five and where the funding comes from, and are the programs free? And we'll go a little bit more into that. So let's start with the funding.
Great. So we were actually funded by tobacco tax revenues.
Okay.
Back in 1998, there was a proposition approved by the voters in California that was spearheaded by Rob Reiner, actor and producer.
Okay.
And the public recognized 20 years ago, or over 20 years ago, that the early years are critically important. And so they passed this proposition that adds a tax on tobacco products.
Okay.
Those revenues are what's funding First Fives in every county in the state of California.
Oh, good.
And so the good news is that it is a declining revenue source because fewer people are smoking.
Oh, okay.
So we are seeing declining revenues. In fact, we're seeing about 50% decline from our heights back in 1998 and 2000.
Is there any other source of funding?
So in Ventura County, we always look for opportunities to bring in additional revenues. We work with foundations.
You do?
We apply for state and federal grants every opportunity we get.
Right.
And we also leverage a lot of our work with partnerships.
Okay.
So partnering with public health, behavioral health, and some nonprofit and community-based organizations, we can stretch our dollars even further.
Right, which is really important to do. And let's talk about the programs offered for parents and children. I would assume things are covered under that funding then.
Correct. Programs are typically free of charge, although
Okay.
we are asking if parents are able to contribute to do so. Parents can contribute financially if they're in a position to do so, but they can also contribute by offering their time.
Nice.
And volunteering in the program
Right.
that their children are in. And
Okay.
so it's, we would never turn a parent away because of their ability or inability to contribute in any way.
Right. Now, in a typical program that you have with parent, child together in a group setting, how many people are involved, and parents and kids involved? Is it a big group, small groups?
It depends on the space. Some spaces that we have in the
Okay.
community are larger than others, and so we can accommodate
More people?
more parents.
Okay.
Typically, the groups are anywhere from 10 to 12, 14
Okay.
parent-child dyads. That's a lot of little bodies
Yes,
in a
it
room,
is. Yes,
and
it
they
is.
can be very active. And so we take age of the child into account as well as the space.
Oh, good. Okay, terrific. I would really like to have you share the First Five website so that if there are folks out there that are interested in hearing more about what you do, if you'd like to share the website and phone number, that would be really good.
Great. Our website is First Five, F-I-R-S-T, the number 5,
Okay.
Ventura.org.
Okay.
And our website has lots of information about programs and services available.
Okay.
And our phone number is 805-648-9990.
And when someone goes to your website, are there forms to fill out or any kind of registration or anything, or so
There
they can
are
become a
links-
part of the organization?
Absolutely. There are different links to sign up just to receive email newsletters or other updates.
Okay.
But we can also, there's also links where parents can sign up for classes directly
Very
with
good.
our partners.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much, Petra Puls from First Five here in Ventura County. And I'm so happy to have you on the show and share more about the organization with all of us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having me.
And thank all of you for joining us today on Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Seapack. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.